But you know, in that Welsh revival, 1904, 1905, there's very little record of evangelistic preaching during those days. But 100,000 people or so came to Christ in a matter of 6 months or more. What happened? Well, those dear Welsh people, many of whom had been praying for years, some still remembering the revival back in the mid-1800s and crying out to God. And then Evan Roberts hearing Seth Joshua say what the Welsh church needs more than anything else is to be bent by the Lord, and him crying out to God, bend me. And then you know the story, in a matter of months, the Welsh church was getting their hearts right with God. The leaders were crying out to God. And then all of a sudden, God came, and in the midst of those services, those worship services, those praise services, those times of prayer and singing, the world would walk into that atmosphere where God was so present that they'd fall on their faces. I imagine some of those miners maybe coming off of those early morning shifts, maybe having a nip or two, and seeing the lights still on in the church going, maybe intent on disturbing or something, whatever. They'd walk into that place, and it was so different that before they knew it, they'd be on their faces crying out to God for mercy. But what had happened? God's people's hearts were right toward Him and toward one another, and they had become blessable. Talk about blessing the church. Folks, we're not blessable today. If we continue going the route we're going in so many of our churches, I think the fundamental problem and the reason we're not seeing God work in the mighty power that we long to see Him work in is that we're not blessable. Here we pray in our service, don't we? Oh, God, bless this service. I think a better prayer would be, oh, God, show us where we're not blessable so we can get our hearts right. Don't you think God is just as desirous to bless us today as He has ever wanted to bless His people in all the ages past? And so many times, since we haven't been seeing His blessing, we try to work up substitutes for it. And I can't get into that, but I believe that there's so much substituting, just like in Jeremiah, the 2nd chapter, that people didn't even know God had departed. No one was even asking, where's the Lord? And we today aren't asking, where's the Lord? Because we become so accustomed to the substituting for His manifest presence that we don't even miss Him anymore.